we have an incredible concert here. How was this project born? Because we're talking about Japan, Lithuania, Israel, now Mexico.
Well, thanks to what Chonya Sugihara did, and the fact that I am also the chief conductor in Kaunas, I fell into this situation. I knew all about Sugihara because I've been chief conductor in Kaunas, Lithuania now for 13 years.
All right.
And I knew about it. I've gone to the museum. I've learned about his amazing, deed that he did to save all these people. And so then all of a sudden, I get a call from Christina Cooper's agent, and she says, I wanted to talk to you about a project by Lera Auerbach. I said, I've known Lera for 35 years. She was we studied with the same piano teacher, Nina Svetlanova, in New York. And she said, she's composing this piece, and we're looking to do the world premiere in Kaunas. I said, we have to do it in Kaunas. That's where everything took place. So
tell us a little bit what it took place, because many people want to know what happens there.
Yes, so we had this incredible concert. I mean, what took place there was that Chonya Sugihara, at the time in 1940, Kaunas was the capital of Lithuania.
Yes.
And that's why when the Anschluss, the famous Anschluss took place, when Stalin and Hitler decided to rule all of Europe, Lithuania was overtaken by the Soviets. Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Hitler and Stalin split Poland in half. And so we have this whole story of all of the consuls and the ambassadors in Kaunas who were stationed there were told to leave. And it's 1940, July of 1940, and this group of 20 Jewish people come, Polish Jews, mind you, not Lithuanian.
All right, Polish Jews.
They come to the Japanese consul to ask him if they can be given visas, because they could not go to the left. They have to only go through Russia.
To
the Soviet Union, to China or someplace. So he was not given the authority to give those visas. The next evening there was a farewell party for the consul from Holland, from the Dutch consul. And he says, is there any place in the world one can go without a visa? He said, there is. The Caribbean island of Curacao.
All right.
And it happens that Curacao, which is a Dutch protectorate, and it's the oldest synagogue in the Western Hemisphere.
Right.
So he was giving transit visas for which he did not have to ask the Home Office. So he gave 20 visas. Then the next day 100 show up. Next day 200 show up. He ended up giving 1,970 something like that visas. And all of these people traveled east, some to Vladivostok, some to China. And then they
to China, all right.
Yes, to Shanghai, because we know Shanghai was, as we know, was the harbor for the Holocaust.
All right.
There were many Jews in Shanghai.
All right.
And after a year, can you imagine? After a year's time, 4,000 of those Jewish people made enough money because they had children. There were 6,000 altogether because they had children in the passports. It was 1,900 visas, and there were children in the passports. So they were able to buy tickets to go to Curacao.
Right.
And they departed the beginning of December 1941. Pearl Harbor happens.
Yes, exactly.
And all of the ships with passengers are stopped in the Pacific Ocean.
Yes. Wow.
And they end up going to Japan. And the Japanese saved those 4,000 Jews that ended up there, and they were able to survive.
So after all this story, yes, Christina calls you. Well,
yes,
Christina,
and Christina calls, and we decide to do this project in Kaunas, and we put the date, the 5th of November, 2022, and we did the world premiere there. And then we did the second American premiere was at Carnegie Hall in 2023 on the 19th of April. Mm-hmm. Then we also did it in California at the Napa Festival, and now we're in Mexico.
And tell me something. If we're talking about Japan, United States, Israel, Curacao.
Yes.
Why in Yiddish?
Why in Yiddish? Because all those people from Poland, they spoke Yiddish. They did not speak Hebrew.
Yes.
They spoke Polish, of course, and they spoke Yiddish. So that's why all of the poetry in the composition was selected by Yevgeny Kissin, the famous pianist, who happens to be a Yiddish scholar. And he put together all of the texts.
tell me something. What is the message about this concert? After hearing all the story of Judío, after hearing the story of Christina that has also his husband, father was saved by one of these visas, and your story, what is the meaning? Why do we have, after so many years, we have to do it?
Because I think that once we realize that, people think, oh, I don't make a difference.
Yes.
I don't make any difference. I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that, because nobody cares. Because nobody cares. So my whole point of for me, in my mind and in my heart and in my soul, that one person does make a difference. That person does make a difference. And here's one person who ended up saving 6,000 lives, and those 6,000 lives are now 120,000 lives.
And you did a difference today with this audience, Jewish and non-Jewish in the audience.
Yes.
What does it mean for you?
I think it's exactly who should be there, and I think everybody should hear this piece, because it's not a Jewish piece. It's a human piece. It's a piece of humanity. So I feel that it's very important to perform this work, these types of works that show that one person does make a difference.
In an audience that doesn't speak Yiddish but speak the universal language, music.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much. A last message for the people after this performance, just to finish.
Yes, I feel that it's incredibly important that people understand that in the world we're living in today, I mean now, there's many similarities to what people were going through in the late 1930s and 40s.
Right.
So we have to be very careful about what we do with our lives.
With your message, it's more important to do something and not to be quiet.
Yes.
We have to do something.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.